So I got a bit of a project on today. Going to try and build a new chicken enclosure. Hang on.
Sheriff, that was a quick trip from the front to the back. You have some business with Deputy, do you? So we've got ourselves into a bit of a problem. We've got another rooster. He's still too young to function as an effective rooster at this point in time, but we need to be able to give him his own space, and he will be working with the hens more effectively than Deputy, because Deputy is trying to harm anything that comes near him. So we are going to create a new space for Deputy, and we are going to go over to those trees over there and fence in a little area for him, so he'll have a nice natural environment to spend his days. So that's what we're doing today. So you can come along with me today, and we'll work out how to fence this space in. I've got to go and get the tractor, get the equipment, and we'll head around over here and try and see what we can do. So let's have a go, shall we? All right, so the posts are all in. Now I'm going to try and work out how to put this all together. I think they've gone in pretty well, actually. I'm impressed with myself. Sorry about that. Sometimes I amaze myself. All right. So far, so good.
Day 2 of working on the fence project. I worked for about 4 hours the other day. So here we still have to go around here, and that'll be my gate over there. Just got to bring that roll of wire around the back here. There's a part of me that's saying, you know, this is not going to last. It's going to be a waste of time. And so that makes it hard, but if you don't try, you never know.
All right, well, coming to the last 2 posts, and then I've got to try and manufacture a gate for that space there. Got to work that one out. But along the way, particularly today, actually, I've figured out a few things. Now, there's been some things that have helped me get this last piece finished a little bit faster than what I was working on the weekend. So, number one is the end of the wire is incredibly difficult to find every time I cut a piece of wire. And I've discovered if I stick it in the ground, it's easy to find. Secondly, one of the things that's really frustrated me, haven't been able to effectively work it out. I figure that if you're actually doing this professionally, you have some kind of mechanism, stretch the fence tight. But if I do this, if I take a screwdriver, and I'm probably better off doing it from the other side, actually. And for that last little bit, just use one of these holes for a bit of tension while I'm getting that's the goal, is to stretch it out a little bit like that. Don't do a lot. I was cutting about this long, because that's about all you need for the thing. But what I discovered was, it makes it very tedious to do the winding. I was trying to save wire. You know what? I don't think I need to save wire. So what I've decided is about 3 times that size. It gives me purchase on the wire when I'm folding it. And so that is actually makes it a lot easier. When you just get a little bit of tension there, don't even have, there we go. And I stick my knee against that, I can actually hold a little bit tighter. But I think it's better than what it was. I also discovered that I had been way too conservative in the number of posts I put in. I thought I could do it in about 10 because I counted them out. But anytime you have a section that's longer than about 2 or 3 meters, 3 meters probably, there's just way too much slack in the wire. All right, that's the second last one. Moving up to the last one here. I think I've got enough wire here to finish the job. Just, I love that little clip when it cuts it through. When it happens silently, I get a little bit disappointed. It's one of those noises, you know, that, I don't know, what's that thing where they have all the different noises that you listen to and it's supposed to do something for your emotions? I have no idea. I've seen it on YouTube a couple of times, not a lot. But, you know, all the people have put together these little videos with all different sorts of noises in it. It's supposed to move you emotionally because they're good noises. Maybe you can tell me what that's called. But I think it's one of those things where you snip it and it goes clip and it just makes you feel good. There we are. And stick it in the ground. There we go. So that's the other thing with doing the longer pieces of wire. When I was first doing this, I found it really hard to grab that wire through the fence. It's just so obvious. Longer piece of wire is just so much more able to be manipulated, and is a lot easier. I wanted to be conservative, save a bit of wire. All right, last one of the chook fence. You're not Australian, you may not have heard that term before, but somehow in our history, we have found it much more convenient to call chickens chooks. Look at these mozzies. I don't know if you can see them, but there's just swarming en masse. Biting. Not happy about that. All right. So what I think I'll try and do with the gate is make this the fixed end. If making a gate, I put a second post in anyway. So I have been thinking I'll put a post here and a post there, and then loop it here and here, and then have one loop down that end that you can lift off over the top and swing it out. And tie that off. So what I've got to do is then tie that there and that there. If I line it up, then that's going to be the closest to actually parallel, right? Don't feel that dumb about that. That seems like that's probably right. Now, well, there it is. So let's have a quick run around. Then we go up through here, and gorgeous. The coolness in here is amazing. Look at the little buttress roots on this one. That's beautiful, isn't it? How amazing. I love this space. This morning is his first day in his new arrangement. He's going to take me through the fence. Well, I wouldn't be dead for quids.